Hi guys, it's once again Lars Lehmann for Warwick in Germany, and guess what? I just had some fun with, various pedals, and I came across this very, unusual yet incredibly cool way, as far as I'm concerned, of working with the new Warwick PA heads. Those are power amps, right? They're usually built for, like if you want to go into the bi-amping stuff. However, this is a great way to work with them. We have, first of all, the PA500. Those are power amps, right? The PA500 as well as the PA300. And I have also brought this little preamp here. This is the Bass Zio by Source Audio. Let's have some fun with it. Occasionally over the years, I ran into people who told me, Lars, I have this amazing bass preamp. I don't want to live without it. I usually put it in front of my bass amp, but then, the preamp of the bass amplifier will add some, coloring that I don't really like. I wish I could go with this bass preamp only and just make that very signal louder. And that is precisely what I did here, right? So I just grabbed the first bass preamp I could get hold of. And from the bass, I went into the preamp, and the output is connected to the input of this power amp, the PA500, right? So what does a power amp do? Its main purpose is really to make things louder, right? So what you need is an instrument, obviously. You need a preamp, and then the signal from the preamp is being amplified by the power amp. And that is precisely what I did here. Like I said earlier, this is the Warwick PA500. We also have a smaller version with 300 watts of power. There is something cool about these power amps because they will also come with a 4-band EQ, which is something that usually most power amps do not have. If you want to go 100% with the signal of this preamp, all you have to do is connect to the power amp. And then if you run into difficulties, like on stage, you have maybe a boomy sounding wooden stage, you may want to get rid of some bass or some low mids, or if you want to cut through the mix a bit better, you may want to feature the high mids as well as the treble a tiny little bit. So all in all, this is a great way of coming up with your own amplifier in a way, right? This whole construction will consist of whatever bass preamp you bring, you like, and also the power amp. It's easy as that. With that said, let me run you through the features. I'm back. I've turned the 300 around in order to show you all the features, but let's start with the front of the 500. So first of all, we have a 4-band EQ consisting of a knob for bass, low mid, high mid, and treble, right? And then we have a volume knob, and we also have a mute button. And this is the power knob. And that is really just about it. Moving on to the rear panel of the PA amps, we have the usual, power sockets. Then we have a voltage select, which is usually being set up accordingly to the country that you live in. And this is the line in. This is where you plug in your cable coming from the bass preamp or whatever sound source you have, right? We have a speaker out, and then we also have a line out jack if you want to pass on your signal to maybe a mixing console or stuff like that. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering, what is this cap? Well, this is actually a prototype of the new Warwick caps. The design, though, is subject to change quite a bit. We're still in the process of designing, these things. So don't look too closely, but they sound great. Okay, people, this was just one idea of how you can work with the Warwick PA power amps. And come up with an amp setting that hardly any other player has, because you can now combine your beloved bass preamp with a power amp made by Warwick. By the way, we have new bass amps out. We have 4 sub-series, if you will. We have the DS series, we have the MS series, we have the MC series, and these guys. And the most common way to work with these is when it comes to bi-amping, right? But you know, if you have other plans, why not? If you want to find out more about Warwick basses or amplification, actually, please go to warwick.de. Hit the like and subscribe buttons. Feel free to leave us a comment. Hit the bell for notifications on new videos. We have new content coming up every week. That's it from me. I'm Lars, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.